interesting video of knowing when your female is ready to be bred. So I'm gonna use 3 different methods, and I'm gonna start from the beginning of the heat until she ovulates, and we're gonna use first the Draminsky ovulation detector, which is, it measures the LH surge on the females. We're going to do a vaginal cytology, and I'm going to use gram stain to cover the cells. And I'm going to use the K9P4 analyzer, which measures the progesterone levels in the blood. Okay, so here we go. I hope you guys like this video. So first we're going to start with the Draminsky ovulation detector. How this works is that this little probe right here conducts like an electrical current, and it measures just in numbers. The numbers don't mean anything. What it does is that in the beginning of the heat, the machine will say 110, 110, and as soon as it hits 250, you know that the female is in heat. As the heat goes by each day, the numbers tend to increase. Sometimes it has false peaks. For example, if the Draminsky goes up 200, 300, 800, and then it drops, supposedly that's when you have to inseminate your female. But sometimes it goes up and then it goes down and then it goes back up again. So you have to have a chart and make sure that you are documenting each day what you're doing. Okay, so we're gonna start today. This female, she is on the first day of bleeding, so I count this as the 3rd day of heat. Okay, I count 2 days back, and that's how I start breeding my females. Okay, so what you want to do first is you want to clean the area really well. Okay, you don't want to get any bacteria in there, because you can give her an infection and she can have a pyometra, and you're probably gonna have to get her spayed. Okay, so you clean this really well. This has already been cleaned and sanitized with alcohol and dried. Okay, and this is how you use the Draminsky. You want to hold it downward, okay, and then you push it up and you put it in. You don't want to put it all the way in, and you don't want to pull it too low. So you just want it exactly where you feel a little bone. You press the button, the machine turns on, okay, and what you have to do is you have to give it 3 twists. So you press 1, you twist it, so you make sure all the mucus or the blood stays on that little probe. You twist it again, okay, you press 2, and then you twist it again, and you press 3, and you press it last time. Okay, so today she's at 970. Okay, so this shows me that this female has been in heat for more than 3 days. Okay, because normally the machine will say 110, but as I can see, she's been in heat for 4 or 5 days. We don't really know. So, okay, that's how the Draminsky works. We're gonna go with a vaginal cytology, and first you wanna get a cotton swab, the long ones. Okay, and it's more or less like the Draminsky. You want to clean her area really well, and you push it upward, you put it in, and exactly to where you feel that little bone, and you want to twist it 3 times also. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and you pull it out. Okay, you get your slide, and this is very important. You don't want to go like this or like this. So you have to go just like that. Okay. And now we're gonna stain it, and we're gonna look under the microscope and see how the cells are doing. Okay, so I'm about to stain the slide. We're gonna use gram stain, and the procedure is, first you use crystal violet, then you use grams iodine, then alcohol, and then safranin. Okay, and that's how you stain the cells. We're gonna start by staining in. Okay, so you can already see the cells there, but how you differentiate them is with the 3 compounds here. Okay. Then we use the alcohol. And last, the safranin. Okay. So you let it soak there for a little bit, and then we want to rinse it out. Okay, so let's go to the microscope. Okay, so we have the slide ready, and these are the 4 cells that you look for in the slide. Okay, these 2 cells, which is the parabasal and intermediate cells, are the ones in the beginning of the heat and after the heat. Okay, these 2 are the ones that you look for in estrus when you're breeding. Okay, as you can see, this looks like an egg and it has a round nucleus. This one, it's not as much as an egg, but it still has the round nucleus. Okay, and when she's changing in estrus, which means she's ready to be, almost ready to be bred, you're gonna see these 2 cells, which is a nuclear and superficial. As you can see right here, it's a lot darker. Okay, the egg inside is, well, the real round hole is a little, it's smaller, it's not as big. Okay, it's more round, these are more oval, and this one is completely anuclear, which has nothing. This is what you really want to look for. Some females will do a complete anuclear slide, and some will be these 2. So what you want to look for is these 2. Okay, so let's go over here to my female. According to my employees, she's been in heat supposedly today. I was out of town and I just got back, but according to this slide, she's already been in heat for a while. Okay, as you can see, here are some superficial cells. Here's a nuclear. So this female is in, if I was to interpret, I would say breed. Okay, let's look at a bigger with this is 10x. Now we're gonna look, see if we can get a better look of 4x. Okay. All right, so you can see, I would say 90% of these cells are nuclear and superficial. So this female's in. If I didn't have a Draminsky, if I didn't have the progesterone machine, I would say breed. So this is just like a 50-50 chance of getting the 3-day gap that you have to breed a female. Okay, when a female ovulates, it's 5 nanograms. And what I do is I skip a day and then I breed the next 3 days. So those 3 days are it. The first day I breed with fresh semen. The second day I breed with chilled or shipped semen. And the third day I breed with frozen semen. And according to this, she's ready. Okay, as you can see, almost all the cells are nuclear. The background, you see all this, it's white, it's nice and clean. When she's in the beginning of the heat, you'll see a lot of debris and it's totally different. And I'll try to do another video from when I get, the female starts. All right, so let's go to the progesterone, and this is the slide. Take at least 5 cc's of blood from the female. Okay, you want to clean it with alcohol. What you do is you press here and push up, and you can feel the vein. Okay, you want the hole facing you. And it's, there you go. Okay, so we have 5 cc's of blood. Good girl. And you want to put it in a little red top tube. You want to slide down the blood down the wall of the tube very slowly so you don't break the red blood cells. Okay, and we close it, and you want to let it sit for about 15 minutes. The longer you let it sit, the better serum you're going to get. Okay, so let's let it sit for 15 minutes. Okay, so we have the blood that we let it sit for 15 minutes, and we want to get water in another tube with the same amount and put it in the centrifuge. Okay, you want to do it at 3,500 RPM, and you want to spin it for at least 10 to 15 minutes. What you're trying to get is really nice clear serum, so you don't have a false result. Okay, this machine, what it consists of is a buffer and a test strip. The machine will read from 1.4 nanograms up to 40 nanograms. So what I've learned is after the female has done an LH surge, the machine will move from 1.4, even if it's 1.47, that's when the LH surge occurs on the machine. And when she gets to 5 nanograms, I skip a day and I breed the next 3 days, regardless of the progesterone levels. I've bred on 15, 20, 27, 30, 35, and 40. And they still take. Okay, so you're not really looking for a specific number, but what is important is ovulation. 5 nanograms, is your key number. So rule of thumb, 5 nanograms, you skip a day and you breed the next 3 days. And I can almost guarantee you a successful breeding. Okay, I've been breeding since 1996 and there's nothing better than progesterone. I mean, you're messing with chemistry and it's perfect. Okay, how God made us is perfect. So we're gonna spend this 15 minutes and then we're gonna do the test. Okay, so we have the blood spun, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the test. The procedure is very simple with this progesterone machine. Okay, this works just like an IDEX, just like a Vitas, just like a RIA, just like an ELISA. It's a fluorescence method. What it does, it has a little laser inside and it reads through light. The machine, like I said before, reads from 1.4 nanograms up to 40 nanograms. And it gives you the exact same results as those big machines, but with a fraction of the cost. Okay, so we have the serum ready. We need a 30 UL pipette, okay, and we're going to withdraw 30 UL serum. Okay, you want to make sure there's no bubbles and no breaks in the serum. This is the buffer. You mix the serum in this little buffer. You want to make sure you want to warm this up 15 minutes before you do the procedure. Okay, so we open this up. We put 30 UL of serum inside the buffer and close it up. You want to shake it about 10-15 times. Okay, the machine does not need any calibration or does not need any curves. The curves is right here in this microchip. It comes in boxes of 25 tests, and each box of 25 tests comes with one microchip. If it's the same lot number, you can use the same microchip if I send you 100 tests or 200 tests, but you want to make sure that you always have the same lot number with the test strips. Okay, so you put the the microchip in here. Make sure you have the lot number facing up. Some people try to put this microchip the wrong way and you break the teeth inside the machine, and well, we would have to replace the inside part. Okay, after you have this shooken up about 15 times, you want to turn on the incubation chamber. Okay, we have to wait until it warms up to 25 Celsius, which is 77 Fahrenheit. Hormones are very temperature sensitive, and how this is made is that you want the temperature of your test to be at 25 Celsius, 77 Fahrenheit. That is how the procedure needs to be done. If it's too cold or too hot, you might get false results. Okay, so we have now a 75 UL pipette. You withdraw. Make sure there's no bubbles or breaks inside the buffer serum mix. And we want to put it in this little round hole right here. There's a long one and there's a little round one. We put it in the little round one very slowly. Make sure you don't spill anything. We wait until it drops a little bit, and we put it in the incubation chamber. The incubation chamber holds up to 6 tests at a time. It has its own alarm system, so when the 15 minutes are up, it has an alarm that beeps. So you can do 6 tests at a time, and I would do one in 30 seconds interval so you don't mix up or make a mistake. So we're gonna wait for 15 minutes and we're gonna put it in the machine. What we do is we press select, a little tray comes out, we put the test strip in there, and it gives us the results in seconds. So let's wait until the 15 minutes are up, and we'll go with the results of the progesterone to see what it's reading. Okay, so almost the 15 minutes are almost up, and I just want to tell you a little bit about this machine. I've been using it and selling it for about 2 years, and it's great. Okay, if you get the hang of it, you are going to be a successful breeder, more than guaranteed. This machine also works for reverse progesterone. So if you're going to do a reverse progesterone to know when your female is about to give birth to her puppies, I start doing reverse progesterones on day 59, and I wait until the progesterone levels are under 3.5 nanograms, and then I do the C-sections on the females. You'll see that the machine starts going from 40 and then starts going down, 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 and it drops every 6 hours. So you won't have to be at a doctor's office at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can program everything. It's a lot easier for any breeder to have this machine by your side. It's your right hand. Okay, so we have 14 minutes and 40 seconds. We have 20 seconds to go. And what we do is we press select. Okay, as soon as the 15 minutes are up, the machine has a little alarm system and it will beep. Okay, so it beeped. You want to take the test strip out, you put it inside the machine, you press select again, and progesterone is 1.48. See, I was wrong on the vagina cytology, and then Draminsky is 970, so it's way up. So she's not even close to ready, but she already did an LH surge, which she moved from 1.4. So the machine tells you that this female is about to ovulate in more or less 3 days. So we're gonna follow this female for the next couple of days until she ovulates, and I'll show you guys how the machine works.
About the ovulation microscope, fertile focus. You can get them from a couple places that I know of, MyraSavant.com, or you can get them on Walgreens.com. I forget exactly how much I paid for this, but when you use fertile focus, the top comes off kind of like a lipstick, and there you see you have a microscope lens, and the lens will actually come out, and on the back side you put the dog's saliva on it. You put it back in, and you can turn this piece here to put everything in focus. What you're looking for is what they call ferning. Now at the bottom you'll see a button. It's the light. It's a push button light that lights up the inside of the microscope so you can see. It's a great little tool, and I do like to use it.
The Fertile Focus is an easy-to-use saliva-based fertility test to help pinpoint ovulation and identify your peak fertile days. Fertile Focus comes with a complete set of instructions that clearly explains how to use the device and how to best interpret the results. Predicting ovulation is a simple process that will take only a few minutes. Simply remove Fertile Focus from the box, take off the end cap, and remove the black lens assembly from the tube. Use your 2 thumbs to gently lift it out. Do not unscrew the lens, as that is for focusing purposes only. Next, use your clean pinky finger. Take a drop of saliva from under your tongue and put it on the glass slide, which is on the underside of the lens. Try to avoid creating air bubbles if possible, and allow the sample to dry for at least 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, replace the lens back into the body of the microscope. To view the results, simply hold it up to your eye and press and hold the light button on the end of the unit. You may need to focus the lens by rotating the very end until the picture becomes sharp. Throughout most of your cycle, you will see results similar to the first image, small dots or air bubbles, possibly a few lines. The second image represents transitional ferning, small lines or crystal patterns that may appear a few days prior to ovulation or at other times during your cycle. The bottom image represents full ferning, which indicates that ovulation is about to occur and conception is possible at this time. This is the most fertile time of the month. We recommend testing first thing in the morning and never after eating, drinking, smoking, or brushing your teeth, as this can impact the results. When you are finished viewing the results, remove the lens assembly and gently wipe with a damp, non-abrasive cloth to clean the glass slide. Don't use any soaps or cleansers. Replace the lens and cap, and you're on your way.